What's in time?
Okay.
Some things
Her
that
name
came up.
Jenny usually doesn't put it out if she's.
Ability.
I don't know. She could just wait.
We will now call the meeting of Monday, September 19th, 2022 to order. And of course, our explanation of disaster procedure, we go to the basement if it's a tornado, and we go outside if it's fire. And since the meetings are being videotaped, it is important that everyone, including myself, speak directly into a microphone when speaking. So we will now start with the roll call of Alderman. Jenny?
Alderman Hazel.
Here.
Alderman Whitaker.
Here.
Alderwoman Duco.
Here.
Alderwoman Aris.
Here.
Alderman Randall.
Here.
Alderman Ferguson.
Here.
Alderman Anthony.
Here.
Alderman Ovian.
Here.
Alderman Dentelman.
Here.
Alderwoman Schaefer. Alderwoman Steele.
Here.
Alderman Rothweiler.
Here.
Alderman Elmore.
Here.
Alderman Wygant.
Here.
Alderwoman Sullivan.
Here.
Alderwoman Ostoff.
Here.
Everyone's here. Alderwoman Schaefer is excused.
Okay, thank you. And now the roll call of department heads. Jenny?
City Treasurer Bierman.
Present.
City Attorney Horner.
Present.
Police Chief Matt Eiskamp. Interim Fire Chief Rick Wanglin. Finance Director Jamie Matrit. Director of Public Works Jason Poole. Director of Wastewater Randy Smith. Director of Library Leander Spearman. Director of IT Scott Markovich. City Engineer Sal Elcott. He is here, sorry. Director of Health, Housing and Building Scott Tyler. Director of Economic Development, Planning, Zoning Cliff Cross. Director of Human Resources William Clay. Director of Communications and PR Kathy Kaiser. Randy Smith is excused, and we have Jay Gott here for him.
Okay, thank you. Before we go any further, I'd like to thank Alderman Johnny Anthony for taking my place at the last meeting. I certainly appreciated it, and I knew we were in good hands.
No problem, Mayor. No problem.
Thanks again. Okay, let's stand for the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Okay. No public hearing tonight, but we do have public participation, which I'd like to remind you is 2 to 3 minutes per person. And is there anyone who would like to speak publicly tonight? Yes, Michael.
Michael Hagberg. A couple months ago, I think that it was that council approved body cameras and GPS location for all of our officers and the police cars. And in listening to what scanner information was posted online about the event that happened at Oktoberfest, it was obvious that the dispatcher didn't have any GPS location on the officers, and just basically calling out as they always have before. And I was wondering, maybe under old business, somebody could bring up the question of, have we gotten to the point where we've installed these? How many of them have been installed, and how many officers currently have the body-worn cameras? Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, the chief
Would you
wants
like to answer, Matt?
Yeah, we have all the vehicles equipped with body cameras and the officers. They're still going through some training and just follow-up on the installation of it, so it's not 100% complete. But I can have a report the next police and fire.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay, thank you so much. We appreciate it. Any more public participation? Hearing none, I would like to read a proclamation for Rail Safety Week. Whereas 2,148 rail grade crossing collisions resulted in 658 personal injuries and were responsible for 238 fatalities in the United States during 2021, And whereas 1,151 trespassing incidents have occurred in the United States, resulting in 528 pedestrians being killed and another 623 injured while trespassing on railroad property right-of-ways during 2021. And whereas educating and informing the public about rail safety, reminding the public that railroad right-of-ways are private property, enhancing public awareness of the dangers associated with highway rail grade crossings, ensuring pedestrians and motorists are looking and listening while near railways and obeying established traffic laws will reduce the number of fatalities and injuries. And whereas the International Association of Chiefs of Police, National Operation Lifesaver, United States Department of Transportation, and all local, state, county, and railroad law enforcement officers, first responders, and railroad corporations commit to partnering together in an effort to educate at a national level all aspects of railroad safety, to enforce applicable laws in support of National Rail Safety Week. Now therefore I, Patty Gregory, Mayor of the City of Belleville, Illinois, do hereby proclaim September 19th to the 25th, 2022 as National Rail Safety Week in the City of Belleville. And I encourage all citizens to recognize the importance of rail safety education. In witness whereof, I have hereunto set my hand and caused the seal of the City of Belleville to be affixed this 19th day of September, 2022. Thank you. Okay. I need a motion now for the approval of minutes, the City Council meeting minutes of September 6th, 2022.
Sarah, second.
All in favor? Aye. All opposed? The ayes have it. Okay. Under claims, payroll, and disbursements, I need a motion to approve claims and disbursements in the amount of $1,610,626.14 and payroll in the amount of $959,866.20.
Sarah, so moved.
Thank you, Jamie.
Whitaker, second.
Whitaker seconds?
Yes.
Thank you. Okay. Any discussion? Hearing none, roll call.
Hazel.
Aye.
Whitaker.
Aye.
Duco.
Aye.
Harris.
Aye.
Randall.
Aye.
Ferguson.
Aye.
Anthony.
Aye.
Ovian.
Aye.
Dintelman.
Aye.
Steele.
Aye.
Rothweiler. Elmore. Weigant.
Aye.
Sullivan. Ostoff.
Aye.
Motion carries, Mayor.
Thank you. No reports at this time, but we will begin with oral reports from the standing committees and special committees and any other oral reports from the elected officials or staff. I'd like to start with Alderman Randall from Streets and Grades.
Thank you, Mayor. 11A1, motion to approve a contract with lowest responsible bidder, Hanks Excavating, in the amount of $169,672 for Longview Drive and Clearview Drive storm sewer replacement ARPA funds. So moved.
Sarah, second.
Any discussion? Hearing none, roll call.
Whitaker.
Aye.
Duco.
Aye.
Harris.
Aye.
Randall.
Aye.
Ferguson.
Aye.
Anthony.
Aye.
Ovian.
Aye.
Dintelman.
Aye.
Steele.
Aye.
Rothweiler. Elmore. Weigant. Sullivan.
Aye.
Ostoff.
Aye.
Hazel.
Aye.
Motion carries, Mayor.
Thank you. Now motion from Finance, Alderman Whitaker.
Unless there's any objection, I'd like to do 1 through 4 and 2, 5 separately. 11B1, motion to approve financing of a new sanitation truck from Bank of Belleville with a 3.16% interest rate. 11B2, motion to waive formal bidding procedures and purchase one new Caterpillar 420-07XE backhoe with 2 buckets and concrete hammer from John Fabic Tractor Company in the amount of $120,313.49, utilizing the Sourcewell Cooperative Purchasing Alliance, with the price reflecting a trade-in value of $55,000 for the 2005 Case SM backhoe and 2012 Case SM backhoe. 11B3, a motion to approve a strategic comprehensive marketing plan October 2022 through April 2023 to include contracts with KSDK News Channel 5, KMOV News 4, Fox 2, KTRS, and Audacity, KMOX, KEZK, in the amount of $84,825, less the Illinois South discount of $12,753.75 for a net cost of $72,101.25. And 11B4, motion to approve contract amendment with Watts Copy Systems Incorporated to add a printer for the PR marketing office for $25.50 per month. So moved.
Ferguson seconds.
Okay. Any discussion?
Alderman Weigant.
Yes.
Yes, 11B1, this is probably Jason and Jamie in finance. The new truck, how many trucks we have up, it's only 2 or 3 years old now? I mean, are they pretty well, fleet getting pretty well up there and
So we are trying to turn over our fleet on a regular basis. That was a plan the administration has to move our vehicles forward. How many are 2 or 3 years or newer? Probably off the cuff here, I'm gonna say 4, honestly, yes.
how many we run, 6 a day?
We run, doing 11 a day,
11 a day?
yes,
And,
on a normal day.
okay, this is probably for Jamie. I know our
Alderman Weigant, can you talk into your
Oh.
microphone?
I know our bills over there at Schmidt's was running about $385,000 a year because of all the older trucks we have. Is that going down?
I can't answer that, to be honest with you. I would say it has gone down. Offhand, I don't know.
So it's likely gone down slightly, but when you're running machines in these trucks all day, every day, stop, go, stop, go, stop, go, they could be 1 year old and they're still gonna have maintenance issues. They need to go, tires need to be replaced. Sometimes it's something in the electronics that needs to be replaced. So, I mean, it might have reduced it slightly, but it hasn't cut it like in half or anything.
Yeah,
It just
but
won't.
the newer trucks, 1 or 2 years old, should be on full warranty.
Okay, so the warranties vary on these commercial vehicles. Like Jamie stated, these things are constantly moving. The packers in these are moving between stops and stops. They're constantly going back and forth. I think that the cylinders have a 2-year warranty on them. I believe the body and the electronics have a single-year warranty, but the chassis has a 3-year warranty on the newer vehicles.
Well, the reason I brought it up is now we're getting newer trucks. We ain't having these trucks that 200,000, 300,000 miles on them
Right.
anymore.
What-
We're getting rid of that.
What you do see here also is you don't have your constituents complaining that there's glass and debris on the streets of Belleville because it's falling through the bodies onto the
Right.
streets.
That's all I want to know. The fleet's getting up there.
I do want to mention, we discussed at finance, but just for the rest of you who weren't there, while we've been trying to purchase 2 to 3 every year to roll over the fleet, that's become harder since COVID with all the supply chain shortages. Just like everything else, it's the same with trucks. So we were able to hopefully get this one delivered in the next few weeks. But when we asked about others and ordering the next round, they said possibly by 2024, we might be able to get some new ones. So again, it's delaying the turnover. It's not by choice. It's essentially the way the world is right now.
Well, I'm just glad we're keeping up with the fleet now.
Yeah, I'm trying to get they call them build slots, in the international queue, I guess you could say, to get onto the next agenda for the next set of vehicles. But like Jamie stated, it is looking like 2024, before we're into our next brand new automatic.
Thank you.
Thank you both. Okay.
And I just need to state for the record, Alderwoman Schaefer is here.
Okay, any more questions from finance, for finance? Okay, I believe we have all the way from 11B1 to 11B4 to vote on. Roll call?
Duco? Harris.
Aye.
Randall.
Aye.
Ferguson. Anthony.
Aye.
Ovian.
Aye.
Dintelman. Schaefer. Steele.
Aye.
Rothweiler. Elmore. Weigant. Sullivan.
Aye.
Ostoff.
Aye.
Hazel.
Aye.
Whitaker.
Aye.
Motion's carried, Mayor.
Thank you.
11B5 is a consideration of a motion concerning aldermanic salary increases pursuant to 65 ILCS 5-3.1-50-10 of 3.5% each fiscal year beginning 5/1/2023. This is forwarded to the City Council with no recommendation from the Finance Committee.
Are you wanting to make that motion,
I
though?
am not.
You are not. Okay, I just want to make sure.
I'll make the motion, get it on the floor.
Harris, second.
Okay. Discussion?
Mayor?
Mr. Anthony?
Yes, ma'am. Since I was one of the authors of this request, I can only try to explain, most of the council people here are not used to salary increase requests for themselves. And normally it's done, I think it's done in a different way, at least it was done in a different way during my time prior. At the last increase, I think it was about 13 years ago, and I think it was brought by the mayor at Mayor Eckert at that time. He proposed it to finance, and of course there was, some consideration just like it is now. Oh, I thought somebody was calling me. But we're, in light of all the changes that has been made over the last 13 years, speaking with Alderman Elmore and a few of the other council people, we felt it would be right to ask for a small amount, at least, to try to increase the alderman's salary over the next 4 years. And of course, we do have a aldermanic election coming up in this coming year, and those of us that actually aren't running until 25, I guess we would be voting on it ourselves. Those people that's up next year and they do have to run, they don't know if they're going to be here or not. But as one of the senior aldermen, I feel it's kind of my responsibility to at least ask, for a small increase. I think it would mount up to about $15 per month, per paycheck. And I didn't think there was a lot, runs about $6,000 a year. I think that's what it runs. I had my sheet here, and I'd seen I misplaced it, but I'd ask the rest of the council to at least consider that. Some of us are on Social Security. Some of us spend considerable amount of time, gas, and, on the streets of Belleville, going checking out concerns from citizens, and we felt it was just now would be a good time. We do printing at home on our computers. We're using a lot of different resources. Now, I don't know about everybody, whether they're all doing this stuff, but I know that I am, so I'd ask the council to consider that. I yield to Alderman Elmore.
Okay. I'm just going to go over some simple facts about the laws that I've been told, that you have to do this 6 months prior to an election, and you cannot give yourself a raise in your current term. Those are two guidelines that you have to follow, and this motion is following that. So your current pay, this is on page 92 in your packet, if you want scroll down to page 92. I don't know if we can pull that up on the screen or not, but I'll try to read from it. The current pay is $11,086. That's what aldermen are currently paid. If you added in the 3.5% proposed increase, it would go to $11,474, a $388 a year increase, about $16 more each paycheck. As Alderman Anthony mentioned, we haven't voted on this raise in 13 years. It did come up in discussion one time in the last 13 years. I'm glad it died in discussion. I don't think it was the proper time. I don't really think it's ever a non-awkward time. It's always awkward. But it definitely was not the right time the last time it was discussed in committee. So now that things have gotten better, we're just being as responsible as we can about this. So it's good to remind the public that we don't receive benefits. I think a lot of people think we receive some kind of health package or something. We do not receive benefits. We do not receive cellular reimbursement, gas allowance for personal cars. I pay for my own business cards. And I think that's the way it should be. I'm not asking for those things. I would never would. The only thing I can compare it to is Social Security. Now, we all know that Social Security runs lean and mean, so to speak. And they have a cost of living allowance. The COLA for Social Security this year was 5.9%. Next year, the COLA jumps to 8.7%. If we were to get the same increase that someone on Social Security would get, which we don't, it wouldn't be $11,474, it would be $12,143. We're proposing almost 2.5% less than what you would get from Social Security. And if we do nothing, then, and you factored in the COLA, we essentially would be taking a $1,057 pay cut. The time we all spend serving our community is what I've done for 30 years, and I've loved every minute of it. There's frustrating and challenging times, but it's something I still enjoy. Council and committee are just a small part of what I think all of us do in doing this job. I start every morning driving our ward, usually running the dentist, walking the neighborhood, and addressing problems, and they're called in frequently, and following up on them. We don't just call them in and turn them in, we have to follow up on them. You can ask Cliff, we've talked 15 different times on sometimes the same subject. We have to follow up, and that is all time consuming. Dennis and I talk 2 or 3 times a week, making sure things are addressed, making sure that one of us is at the next zoning meeting. Tomorrow night we'll both be at one of our 5 neighborhood watch group meetings. Council meetings and committee meetings are almost the least of our time consumption. And I also try to talk to some newer aldermen from time to time. I don't do a very good job of it, I apologize. But if you're a newer alderman, I always try to give you a call and just see if you have any questions. And that's all before I answer emails or address issues and questions on social media. And I love serving my community. I'm not bragging. I wouldn't have it any other way. And I don't see a major financial burden for something that has waited 13 years. And I wouldn't want it to be more than 3.5%. And I didn't want to do it 5, 6 years ago. But now it seems logical and responsible. That's all I have.
Any more discussion?
Alderman Ovian has a comment.
I think
Yes.
what we need to discuss in reality here is the word inflation. Inflation is going to go ahead and cost a living to jump it to the point where gasoline is going to be very expensive for us to go ahead and get around. 3.5% is no money. Consider what we're being paid as aldermen and the amount of work that we put in, those of us that are retired, those of us that are self-employed, far greater than some of you who still work for a living because you can't get away. So what I'm saying is, compare what the county makes to what we're going to be paid. There's no comparison.
think about it. At some point, if you stay in the aldermanic council, you may want to go ahead and see that 3.5% raise. To deny it, ladies and gentlemen, you're kidding yourself. So, I mean, think about it, but be realistic, whatever you do. Thank you.
Mr. Whitaker?
So, this had a lot of spirited debate, both in Finance Committee. I've talked with a lot of the aldermen about it. One of the concerns I've heard from constituents, city employees, is that it's not just 3.5%, it's 14% over 4 years, which is, when you look at the number, 14% raise over 4 years is larger than we've given some of our unions. So there's definitely been concerns that have been presented in those manners. One other thing is we sat here as a council in December of last year, and we defeated a property tax increase, a property tax levy increase, to the benefit of our residents, and unfortunately, due to a technicality, a different vote had to be taken. And in this same fiscal year that we're talking about here, we passed a property tax increase on to the residents of Belleville. So it's my personal opinion that, as you said, there's never a good time, but in a year that we raise property taxes on our residents is not a year I can vote a pay increase as an alderman. Thank you.
Joe? Mr. Hazel?
Sure. I would just like to point out that I would believe that every one of our unions would understand that we have taken a zero for 13 years. None of our unions have taken a zero for 13 years. And I think that they would not disagree with the need for the council to have a raise after 13 years.
I would like to interject that our department heads are usually 2% every year.
That's 26.
Alderman Weigand.
Yes. I'm not for sure, but I think the county members, I think they make between $20,000 and $24,000 a year. They make two meetings a month, full health insurance, and full pension.
Right.
So how much they make it for 2 meetings? $40,000 a year insurance?
I wouldn't compare our position to the county. It's that's not comparing apples to apples.
That's the same thing. You're still dealing with the public.
In a much larger area.
I don't know what to compare us to. I honestly don't.
I personally requested information from the Illinois Municipal League. I haven't received it yet, looking for comparable communities of similar population to ours. When you look at the communities surrounding us, we're some of the highest paid aldermen in the area. But it's not fair to compare us to a Swansea or a Freeburg or a Fairview Heights.
I think Fairview's about 14, 15.
Mrs. Steele?
I'm for making a motion to table this until we speak, like with ordinance and legal. Maybe we need to have some kind of an ordinance.
Well, this will change the ordinance. We already have an ordinance on the books. If this gets passed tonight, we will come back with the ordinance at the next meeting.
Okay.
If this doesn't get passed, if it gets
With a
denied, then it's
certain amount
not going to go any further.
of percentage. Like, I'm not so sure about the percentage.
Well, to be honest with you, if you guys wanted to continue to talk about the percentage, you need to take this back to finance.
Okay.
And I believe we're gonna run into a time schedule here real soon because of Illinois law. You know, it's, I'm comfortable with either way. It's not that I'm going for both unless somebody else has something to say.
Mr. Randall?
Thank you, Mayor. There's been, several good points made this evening. I guess first and foremost, no one is impacted by this raise, until the next election. So it's not like you're voting yourself a raise here by any means. The 8 alderpersons who would be running, in the next election, they would have to win in order to be able to have an entitlement, if you will, to this increase. There were some good points made in terms of costs continue to rise. I can speak for myself, okay, in terms of the number of times I have left my house at my lunch hour to go meet with a resident, or to take a look at a complaint that's been filed, or to submit reported concerns, okay, before my day even starts in the morning. And sometimes I apologize, Scott, for the number that you get on a daily basis, okay? But what we're failing to realize, okay, is that for those of us, okay, who are responsive, who do go out and meet with members of the public, who are engaged in both committee meetings as well as city council meeting, who are following up with department heads on a daily basis, who are doing other work, okay, besides just the committees that we're assigned to. For those instances, we are incurring additional expenses, and those expenses of serving continue to rise. Yes, we all made a choice, okay, to run for office in most cases, okay? And while it is a privilege and an honor to serve the constituents that elected you to this body, I don't think that they would be objectionable to an increase, okay, that hasn't been passed, okay, in, say, 13 years. The Aldermanic Council does not have a collective bargaining unit, okay? We can't sit back, okay, and have someone represent us in terms of pursuing an increase. At what point in time would you say, okay, that an increase is required? Would you wait, say, an entire generation before it comes up again, like previously? So my question to you, okay, as you consider this, I know that for myself, I'm not asking or I'm not supporting an increase, okay, for myself, nor am I supporting an increase, okay, for any of the aldermen who are going to be running themselves in, say, a year and a half. But whoever, okay, is elected to represent this body is going to have responsibilities for servicing, and there are costs that are associated with serving as well. So I just think that it's important that we consider those other issues, okay, as we talk about this possible motion here. Thank you.
Okay. Any more discussion?
Alderman Elmore called for the vote, so
Okay.
roll call.
One of the things
Well, Alderman Ovian, since you already spoke, Alderman Elmore called for the vote, so we're going to do roll call. Okay.
The only thing I was gonna mention is, we used to get a tax break from the federal government on mileage when we went out and did our work. We don't even get that now. I mean, it's pretty expensive. If we have the largest ward, Johnny and I do, in the city because of Dutch Hollow. I mean, say what you will, but it's gonna be expensive in order to go ahead and maintain.
Roll call.
Eris? Oh, sorry.
I'm sorry, I forgot that I was first. Aye.
Randall?
Aye.
Ferguson?
No.
Anthony?
Aye.
Ovian?
Aye.
Dintelman?
No.
Schaefer?
No.
Steele?
Abstain.
Rothweiler?
No.
Elmore?
Aye.
Weigant?
Aye.
Sullivan?
Aye.
Ostoff?
Aye.
Hazel?
Aye.
Whitaker?
No.
Duco?
Aye.
I have a vote, 10 ayes, 5 noes, 1 abstention. Motion carries.
Okay. I would like it to be into the record. I'd like to make a statement.
Mayor, this is Garrett. I'm sorry, before you make a statement, I just want to let you know that based on that motion, we would have to bring back an ordinance at the next meeting in order to satisfy the 180-day requirement under the statute.
Okay, so I should wait till then to make a statement.
No, you don't have to make, you don't
just
have to
letting
wait. I just
Oh,
wanted to-
okay.
Yeah, we'll have
I
to
just
bring
wanted
the
to let
ordinance back
everybody
to
know
life at the
that.
next
Yes, that, I know we have to change the ordinance.
We're gonna need an ordinance at the next meeting. Thank you.
Okay. I wanted for the record that I personally was not in favor of the increase.
It'll be reflected.
Thank you. Okay, let's move on. Now, we need a motion from Economic Development and Annexation. Alderman Randall?
Thank you, Mayor. 11C1, a motion to approve a development agreement with Chuller Tool and Die Incorporated for 1300 East A Street. So moved.
Here, a second.
Okay, discussion? Any discussion? Hearing none? Roll call?
Randall.
Aye.
Ferguson.
Aye.
Anthony.
Aye.
Ovian.
Aye.
Dintelman. Schaefer.
Aye.
Steele.
Aye.
Rothweiler. Elmore. Weigant. Sullivan. Ostoff.
Aye.
Hazel.
Aye.
Whitaker.
Aye.
Duco. Aris.
Aye.
Motion carries, Mayor.
Okay, thank you so much. Mr. Randall?
11C2, a motion to approve a development agreement with K&D Realty for 517 South Illinois Street and 504 South First Street. So moved.
Here, a second.
Any discussion? Hearing none, roll call?
Ferguson.
Aye.
Anthony.
Aye.
Ovian.
Aye.
Dintelman. Schaefer.
Aye.
Steele.
Aye.
Rothweiler. Elmore. Weigant. Sullivan. Ostoff.
Aye.
Hazel.
Aye.
Whitaker.
Aye.
Duco. Aris.
Aye.
Randall.
Aye.
Motion carries, Mayor.
Thank you. Okay, motions from Planning Commission. Alderman Diddleman?
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. Would it be okay with everyone if I did both of them together?
Please do.
Thank you. On behalf of the Planning Commission, I'd like to make a motion, 11D1, Knipping Roofing, motion to approve a site plan for the construction of an approximate 2,160 square foot garage at 15 South 10th Street, parcel 08-21.0-336-008, Ward 5. All members present recommended approval with a vote of 7-0. 11D2, Discount Tire Development. Motion to approve a site plan for the construction of an approximate 8,028 foot square discount tire with 5 access drives and 34 on-site parking spaces on an approximate 60,961 square foot lot at 5500 Belleville Crossing Street, parcel 08-19.30-102-010, C2, Heavy Commercial District, Ward 8. All members present recommended approval with a vote of 7-0, with stipulation that the landscaping, signage, and what may be required in order for the Illinois Route 15, that's the south side elevation, to be aesthetically pleasing.
Steele, second.
Any discussion? Hearing none, roll call?
Anthony.
Aye.
Ovian.
Aye.
Dintelman. Schaefer.
Aye.
Steele.
Aye.
Rothweiler. Elmore. Weigant. Sullivan.
Aye.
Ostoff.
Aye.
Hazel.
Aye.
Whitaker.
Aye.
Duco. Aris.
Since we're doing both together, no.
Randall.
Aye.
Ferguson.
Aye.
Motion carries, Mayor.
Okay, thank you. Let's move on then. We have a motion from Board of Fire and Police Commissioners. I need a motion to approve the promotion of Patrol Officer Robert Wallace to Sergeant effective Thursday, September 22nd, 2022 at 12:01 a.m.
So moved.
Here, a second.
Okay? Any discussion? Roll call?
Ovian.
Aye.
Dintelman.
Aye.
Schaefer.
Aye.
Steele.
Aye.
Rothweiler. Elmore. Weigant. Sullivan. Ostoff. Hazel.
Aye.
Whitaker.
Aye.
Duco. Harris. Randall.
Aye.
Ferguson. Anthony.
Aye.
Motion carries, Mayor. Thank you.
Well, let's have Mr. Robert Wallace stand. Sergeant Wallace, please stand and be recognized.
Mayor, I'd like to, give this to Sergeant Wallace's certificate of promotion and his new sergeant badge. So Sergeant Wallace, he's been with the department for 14 years. He has, get used to this, it's only been 2 days. He's been on the department for 14 years. He started out as a patrol officer, and he was assigned to the traffic division. Bob is one of the smartest men I've ever met when it comes to the Illinois Vehicle Code. He knows it backwards and forwards. He's brilliant when it comes to that. We joke around that we don't even have to know, we just call Bob. And he tells us exactly what the statute is. But Bob, in the last many years, has been in the traffic division where he handles all the accident reconstruction. Anytime there's a fatality, he does the reconstruction. He also flies our drone and many other things and does a fabulous job.
Here comes the mayor, Kathy.
Eddie got 2 sets of handcuffs. He's trying to tell you he means business. Yeah. Taking it from 11,000 to 20. That's all right.
Okay. Now we have some more motions, or communications rather. Jenny?
Can I read these together? 12A, tribute to Stevie Wonder, 10/14/2022. Request from Lincoln Theater to host Master Blaster Steve Ewing tribute to Stevie Wonder, Friday, October 14th, 2022, 8 p.m. to 11 p.m. Street closure request, use of city parking lot spaces at corner of North High and East A Street for band. Additional city services barricades. 12B, Halloween Block Party, 10/22/2022. Request from Bouse Properties to host a Halloween block party Saturday, October 22nd, 2022. 2 p.m. to 10 p.m. Street closure request, one block of North 36th Street between West A Street and Marion, 1:30 p.m. to 7:30 p.m. Additional city services, barricades, no parking signage, trash toters, and picnic tables.
Okay.
Harris, so moved. Schaefer, second.
Any discussion? Okay, hearing none. All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? Motion carries. No petitions this evening. Resolutions. Motion to read by title only resolutions 3456, 3457, and 3458.
Randall, so moved.
Schaefer, second.
Okay, any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? The ayes have it. Oh, so the motion carries. Jenny, you want to read the resolutions?
Read them together?
Yeah.
Okay. 14A, Resolution 3456, a resolution of support for the City of Belleville Cycle 15-2022, Illinois Transportation Enhancement Program, ITEP, funding application for West Main Street Streetscape Improvements 12th to 17th Street project. 14B, Resolution 3457, a resolution authorizing bank loan for a sanitation truck. 14C, Resolution 3458, a resolution for improvement under the Illinois Highway Code, Forest Avenue.
Harris, so moved. Schaefer, second.
Okay. So we have motions to approve all these resolutions. Do I have a second?
Got a
Oh,
motion and a second.
first
Yep.
and a second. Okay, discussion. Roll call.
Dintelman? Schaefer?
Aye.
Steele?
Aye.
Rothweiler? Elmore? Weigant? Sullivan? Ostoff? Hazel? Whitaker? Duco? Aris? Randall?
Aye.
Ferguson?
Aye.
Anthony?
Aye.
Ovian?
Aye.
Motion's carried,
Okay.
Mayor.
Thank you very much. Okay, Jenny, this is a motion to read by title only ordinances 9087 and 9088. Do I have a
Whitaker, so moved.
second?
Schaefer.
Discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Okay, ayes have it. Jenny?
I'm good together, right?
Yes.
15A, ordinance 9087, 2022, an ordinance enacting and adopting a supplement to the Code of Ordinances for the City of Belleville, Illinois, and declaring an emergency. 15B, ordinance 9088, 2022, an ordinance authorizing the sale, conversion of personal property, 2005 case SM Backhoe and 2012 case SN Backhoe Street Department.
Harris, so moved. Schaefer, second.
Okay. Any discussion? Hearing none, all in favor?
Aye.
Oh, roll call on this one, sorry.
Schaefer?
Aye.
Steele?
Aye.
Rothweiler? Elmore? Weigant? Sullivan? Ostoff? Hazel? Whitaker? Duco? Aris? Randall?
Aye.
Ferguson? Anthony?
Aye.
Ovian?
Aye.
Dintelman?
Aye.
Motion carries, Mayor.
Thank you. Under miscellaneous and new business, I need a motion to approve motor fuel claims in the amount of $237,629.99.
Harris, so moved.
Second?
Schaefer, second.
Thank you. Any discussion? Hearing none, roll call.
Nope, they can just do it. Oh, I'm sorry, you're right. I apologize. I'm on something else. Steele?
Aye.
Rothweiler? Elmore? Weigant? Sullivan? Ostoff? Hazel? Whitaker? Duco? Aris? Randall?
Aye.
Ferguson? Anthony? Ovian? Dintelman? Schaefer?
Aye.
Motion carries.
Okay,
Mayor.
motion carries. At this time, we will be going into executive session.
So you need to read this. We need a motion and you need to read what we're
Okay.
going in.
Motion to go into executive session to discuss collective negotiation matters, 5 ILCS 120/2C2, purchase or property, 5 ILCS 120/2C5, sale or lease of property, 5 ILCS 120C6, and pending and/or probable imminent litigation, including civil and workers' compensation, 5 ILCS 120/2C11.
Harris, so moved.
Thank
Schaefer,
you.
second.
Second,
Schaefer.
discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? The ayes have it. Thank you.
I need Clay, Jamie, and Jay, and Brett to.
Okay,
1%.
okay. I need a motion to approve a collective bargaining agreement with Teamsters 50 clerical.
Harris, so moved.
Second,
Schaefer.
any discussion? Roll call?
Rothweiler? Elmore? Weigant? Sullivan? Ostoff? Hazel? Whitaker? Duco? Aris? Randall? Ferguson? Anthony? Ovian? Dintelman? Schaefer? Steele? Motion carries, Mayor.
Thank you, Jenny. Motion to approve settlement agreement,
Adjournment, this one we're doing next.
oh, that's right, that goes next time. Okay, I need a motion to adjourn.
I got 2 questions.
Steele.
Harris,
Oh.
so moved.
Any second?
Yeah.
Okay. Roll call. Oh, all in favor? Aye. All opposed? Ayes have it.
Good try, Rafi. You didn't make it fast.
Hey,